not. And this is a really special Torah. It's a third size Torah. It travels around in this dry bag so that it doesn't get wet. And this is the Torah that you guys are all going to read out of at your bar bat mitzvah. And it has been to all kinds of amazing places. It's been read on top of 14,000-foot peaks. It's been read in the base of the Grand Canyon. It's been read by amazing teenagers like you guys. And every time I think we unscroll this Torah, I think all those beautiful places and those amazing people pop out. It's like a Harry Potter picture, you know, like when the people move around, those wizard photos, what are they called? Something like that. So anyway, this really important message has come in for us from this Torah. And usually when you read the Torah, there's all kinds of different prayers that you say before it and after it and when you're taking it out. But today we're reading it to study from it. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to see what the message is for us. Okay, so let's see what we've got here, because there's a message coming through. What's that? Yes. Do you want to do that while we're kind of pulling this out here? Do you want to explain what that is?
So there's, when you're just studying Torah, not in a service, there's a blessing that starts out the same way all the other blessings start out. Say that part with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu. Then it's la soak, which means you can remember it by thinking to soak yourself in Torah. La soak means to occupy yourself with. So join with me. La soak. Say again. La soak. B'divrei, with the words of B'divrei Torah.
Okay, our message is right at the beginning. So Davis, could you come here and hold that and hold that? And just loosely though, because I'm going to pull it. And Steve, can you explain about the holiday that just happened and what Jews all around the world are doing?
Did you plan this?
No, we just never scrolled this one back yet.
It's perfect timing. So
Yeah.
This is what synagogues around the world have been doing this weekend. Is this last night, depends on whether you're in Israel or not, whether it was Friday night, Saturday, or Saturday night, Sunday. Simchat Torah is which means rejoicing in the Torah, and we read from the last part of Deuteronomy, and then we roll the scroll all the way back to the beginning of Genesis and read from the beginning of Genesis.
Can I just show you that, you guys, this is how you see it. You know there's 5 books of the Torah? This is one of the breaks. Thank you, Sadie. This is one of the breaks between the books. You see that big pause? This is where a new book starts. Continuing.
So this is a whole ritual that Jews all over the world are doing. What do we do when we finish reading the Torah at the end of the year? We roll it back and start over again. And the amazing thing is that we see something different in it every time. It's not the same old book. Somehow the Torah is kind of like a mirror, and you see yourself in it, and you change every year, so the Torah changes every year. So we're rolling it all the way back.
10 Commandments.
Song of the Sea.
See how that's written a little differently, guys? The print is a little different.
Whenever there's poetry, they do the calligraphy different.
What's this big space?
So that's the beginning of the book of Exodus. So you're now coming into Genesis, or almost at the end. And what does Genesis begin with? Anybody know? What's the story at the very beginning? The story of Moses at the Red Sea? No.
Passover.
What?
Wait, never mind.
Thank you.
In the beginning. Well, let's see what the message is.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys make this all nice? Everyone grab a little piece of it. So there we go. Thank you. Oh, that's much nicer. We like our Torah to have a nice little service for it. Okay, you guys want to say that blessing one more time that you just learned about the study of Torah before I read it?
So b'divrei Torah is how it ends.
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
And this message that comes in, this is going to be your Torah portion, Sadie. Yeah, cool, huh? Joseph, would you hold that for me, please? All right, this is what's been sent to us. Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created et hashamayim, the heavens, the et haaretz, and the earth. Vehaaretz hayita tohu vavohu, very important word. We're going to talk about that a lot. Just like a void and formless, a big old mess. Where is it? The Ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim, and the Ruach, the Spirit, the soul of God hovered on the surface of the water. Vayomer Elohim, vayehi or, and God said, let there be light, and there was light, just like that. Vayahar Elohim et haor ki tov, and God saw that the light, it was good. Vayavdel Elohim bein haor bein hachoshech, and God separated between the light and the darkness. Vayikra Elohim laor yom, and God called the light day. V'lechoshech kara laila, and the night God called evening. Vayhi voker yom echad, and there was evening and there was day. And there was evening and there was morning, day one. Okay, so let's figure out what this message means for us. Okay, so we're going to go right back to the beginning of it. Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created. That's how we usually translate this. But some rabbis think Bereshit means in a beginning, meaning there's lots of beginnings. There are so many beginnings. This is one beginning we're going to talk about. Now we, as a B'nai Mitzvah class, are going to have lots of beginnings. This is the beginning, the first time we've met without parents. But what are some of the other beginnings that have to do with this B'nai Mitzvah class or becoming a Bar Bat Mitzvah? Can you think of some beginnings? How many people have started learning Hebrew? Okay, so how many have started studying with a tutor specifically for your Bar Mitzvah? Okay, so when you started or when you will start, because we all start at different times. We don't all have that beginning at the same time because our Bar Mitzvahs all are at different times. So that's a beginning. The first time you meet with Rabbi Steve, that's a beginning. The first time, what else? What else are you going to do for your Bar Bat Mitzvah? What other things will you do? Do you remember?
Your community service.
Your community service. The first time you do your community service. What other firsts will there be? First time you read the Torah. Yeah. First time you can chant one of the prayers all the way through. Right? Lots of firsts. There's lots of firsts. And then there's the whole thing like after you become a bar bat mitzvah, the first time you go to Rosh Hashanah services as a bar bat mitzvah, once you've become a bar bat mitzvah. So there's lots and lots of different beginnings, and each of our beginnings will happen some collectively and some separately. Okay, so in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, it was tohu vavohu. It's one of my favorite words. It's a phrase, actually. You know, like, what does it mean? Like, the rabbis translate it as void and formless. Does that mean anything to anyone? I don't know what that means, really. And so I used to always translate this as tofu casserole. You know? What is what in there? Nothing is clear, you know, or like my bedroom when I haven't cleaned it up in a long time. Everything's just a big jumbly mess, you know? And the thing is that nothing's differentiated from anything else. Everything is just pure potential. And our group right now, you know, like, we don't really know each other. Like, a few of you know each other, but most of us don't really know each other. Those of you who have come to High Holidays or have come hiking with Rabbi Steve, you know us a little bit, but we don't know you that much, and you guys don't really know each other. And a lot of what we're going to be doing today is getting to know each other so that our group won't be tohu vabohu. It won't be void and formless. It'll have a form to it. And we create that. That's something that we create together, is we create this group. And so how does God take the tohu vabohu, the big old mess, and differentiate it? Oh, this is how. It says,